Alone, but not lonely. My journey as an introvert. As an introvert, I often felt the heavy burden of loneliness. In a world that seemed brimming with excitement and energy, I felt like a spectator trapped in the sidelines. Moments when people around me laughed, joked, and shared stories only deepened my sense of despair. I'd sit in a corner, watching their interactions unfold, feeling like a shadow without a voice. One night, while the stars sparkled brightly in the sky, I found myself sitting alone on the couch, engulfed by a painful silence. The ticking of the clock on the wall grew louder, almost taunting me with the passage of time as I remained ensnared in darkness. Why do I feel this way? I asked myself. It was as if an invisible wall separated me from the outside world, and every attempt to reach out felt futile. In that stillness, I turned to an old notebook and began to write. Each stroke of the pencil on the paper became a way to release all the pent-up feelings that had been trapped within me. I poured out my thoughts about the stinging loneliness, the doubts and fears that gnawed at my soul. With every word I wrote, I felt the weight begin to lift, even if just a little. These words became a window into my heart, a place where I could be honest and open without fear of judgment. But I knew writing alone wouldn't suffice. That night, I reflected on other ways to combat these feelings. I started exploring books that address loneliness and how to confront it. Through the words of other writers, I discovered that loneliness is a universal experience faced by many. It turned out that countless souls shared my struggle, yearning to connect, yet hindered by fear or uncertainty. As I embarked on this journey of self-discovery, I began to cultivate new habits. I dedicated time to explore personal interests, like painting and listening to music. In those moments, I found tranquility. Painting allowed me to express emotions that were hard to articulate, while music stirred feelings that had often remained dormant. These small escapes became lifelines, reminding me of the beauty in solitude. Whenever despair and loneliness crept back in, I learned not to fight them alone. I started opening up to a close friend I trusted, sharing my feelings. It was astonishing how healing it was to talk to someone who understood. They offered support and fresh perspectives that helped me see the silver lining in my situation. In those conversations, I realized I wasn't alone, even when loneliness felt so palpable. I learned to cherish my alone time. Sometimes I discovered strength in solitude. I started planning outings to new places, like quiet parks or cozy cafes. In those serene settings, I found a chance to reflect, breathe, and simply be myself without the pressures of the outside world. As time went on, I began seeking ways to contribute to myself and others. I volunteered in my community, finding new meaning in life through service. These activities allowed me to connect with others without the pressure of lengthy conversations. These small acts brought me satisfaction and helped diminish the loneliness that often shrouded me. I also focused on building a healthier routine. Physical exercise became a crucial part of my life. Each time I went for a run or a walk outside, I felt the rush of endorphins flow through me. Physical activity not only kept me fit, but also cleared my mind. In those moments, I felt more connected to my body and better prepared to face challenges. Though this journey was fraught with obstacles, I began embracing it. I learned that there is beauty in this journey, that even when loneliness and despair came knocking, I had the power to confront them. Each small step I took toward improvement became a victory worth celebrating. Now, as I look back, I realize that every experience, both painful and joyful, has shaped me into a stronger individual. I've learned to accept myself, with all my strengths and flaws. I know there are many out there who might feel the same, and while I choose to keep this story to myself rather than share it on social media, I hope that by reflecting on my experience, I can motivate myself and maybe someone else who resonates with it. With each passing day, I commit to keep learning and growing. I want to remind myself that loneliness isn't a curse, but a valuable lesson that helps me discover my inner strength. I will continue to explore this world with the belief that every experience, whether faced alone or with others, is part of a beautiful and meaningful journey of life. Thanks for watching,